I pour almost everything back into the companies. Somewhat like a Mr. Beast would or Elon Musk does. Pour, you make it, you pour it back in because you know that the big payoff comes later.
Facts. So when I think about back when I made my first $1 million, I was emotional.
Yes. When was that?
When was I make my first personal million? 2021.
Yeah.
My first personal, in pocket.
Exactly, yeah. The year before me.
Yes, ma'am. And so I'm like, okay, all right. And I'm like, I was emotional, but I didn't really feel a huge difference financially.
Yeah, I didn't feel a difference. I'll tell you, when I realized that $1 million had come in, I didn't get emotional, but I'll tell you when I did get emotional.
Oh, okay.
It would have been 2021, 2022. I can't remember exactly, but it was, I purchased Janet Jackson's prize truck at auction in Beverly Hills. And she was doing this 1,500 piece auction, living auction. It was called the centerpiece item because it came with a 10-minute phone call with her. It's the only item that came with the phone call because she needed to tell the person who won it the significance of the car, of the truck. So I went in, this is how I start my book, Your First Million, by the way, you can hear the whole story. But I went in and I won it, it was a total of $114,000. And I burst into tears. And people thought I was crying because it was my hero, Janet, and it is, I was very, very much so touched by that. But I cried because as soon as the gavel hit, and I realized I had beat out Kardashians and Christina Aguilera and all these different people who had been bidding, it hit me all at once. I was sleeping on the floor of an airport a few years ago.
You just spent $100,000.
And I was able to walk in here comfortably knowing that I was going to splurge on something here today.
Yeah.
And that I did have a ceiling. I had to say where I would not be able to, rightfully afford it. It wouldn't make sense to.
Right.
But that was my ceiling.
Wow.
And that's when the emotion hit me. So it doesn't necessarily hit you while it's happening.
Facts.
It's some sort of thing that reminds you just how far you've come.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
The real emotional standpoint didn't come in 2021. I know it came just actually recently, last year, when I looked at my payroll for my staff, my team, the amazing team I'm blessed to have. Last year alone, I just did $683,000 just in payroll. And when I looked at it and I told myself when I had the opportunity to step out on my own from leaving Dave Ramsey, I said, man, I wanna eat.
Yeah.
But I also want God put me in a position to where you can help me bless other Black men and women eat as well.
Yeah.
And it hit me that last year to the point to where it was the first year that I was able to buy out a big old house for a week. That cost me like 20 grand for the week, hired a chef. Bought all of my seasoned workers $2,000-$3,000 gifts, and flew in some people to teach us and to train us, and really sewed back into them. And it hit me. My team doesn't know this, but they left. That when they left that morning, I was in tears that afternoon. What's going on, fam? I want to thank my friends over at Bethel Tech for sponsoring today's video. Bethel Tech's micro-credential program. Just 15 weeks and you're on your way to mastering in-demand tech skills, setting you apart in today's competitive job market. And the best part, it's all online, 100% online and fitting perfectly into your busy life. Bethel Tech isn't just about tech skills, it's about growing your character through spiritual mentorship and faith groups, shaping you into a Christian leader in the tech world. You'll learn from industry experts geared towards your success. What about landing your dream job? Bethel Tech's graduates are making waves at companies like Salesforce and Dell. And with a price tag of only $5,000, it's an investment in your future that's both affordable and valuable. Are you ready to start? With multiple start dates, there's never been a better time. Visit AnthonyONeal.com/Bethel. Again, that is AnthonyONeal.com/Bethel, and step into your tech career with confidence and character. Not like, oh my God, like what did I? It was like, wow.
No, you were.
I'm in a
touched by
position.
it. Yeah.
To where I can do this.
Yeah.
And some people who watch this are bigger than us, got 100 employees, right? And I'm like, but for me.
Well, you know that I think it's more than 90% of Black-owned companies don't have employees.
Yeah, yeah.
So just to have one employee changes the game.
It does.
So I can completely understand that. I remember the first time I've had layoffs, I've had ups and downs over the years. I think many of us have.
We all have, and we all will.
Yeah.
It's a part of business.
But I remember the first time I was able to offer health insurance to employees.
Wow.
And that was like, I didn't even have health insurance until when that happened, with the transition of it.
Yeah.
I was getting health insurance, but to be able to offer that, it was meaningful.
It's impactful. I mean, it comes with the headaches. I'm pretty sure, as you and I can agree on that. It comes with headaches, but you're right. We just incorporated as of 2024. 401ks with the match.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I could do this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just puts us in a good position. But I want to talk about this and just put it straightforward out there because I just love this conversation.
Sure.
So you are a 43-year-old Black woman in the help me say it correctly.
LGBTQ.
Okay, I gotta say this again.
See, when I was younger, it was fewer letters and things. So
absolutely. I don't want to be rude.
Lesbian, gay, bi, trans.
Sexual. No, help me. LGBTQ. Questioning. Got it. All right. So you're 43 years old.
Yes. Black
woman in the LGBTQ community.
Yes. Plus.
And you plus. Okay, help me understand this. What does the plus mean?
Because that's just a few of the definitions of it. It's like saying Black people, we're different shades, we come from different places. It's just representative. And I will have to say, there are so many people in your audience who you may not know identify as that. They may identify out loud or they may question right now.
The plus side or just any of it? Okay.
Any of it.
Which is why I'm like, y'all want to have a conversation.
Yeah. So I do represent that. And in silos, I get to talk about it. I get to talk about it at Lesbians Who Tech, right?
Okay.
I get to talk about it on certain platforms, but I love the intersectionality. I love talking about it intersectionally because it's part of my identity and I'm just as Black as the next person.
I love it. No, I love it. And it's like, for me, and I can be honest with you, it's like me being a Christian-based organization in a show, sometimes I feel as if sometimes we could do better within that community and loving that community.
Yeah.
While I personally don't subscribe to it, it's like I have friends who are in that community.
Yeah, and no one's asking anybody to be it.
Yes.
Right? We're just saying, no one's saying to the white person, be Black.
Right.
In fact, don't.
Right.
But just treat me
Respect.
equally.
Yeah,
treat me equally, and I understand. I grew up in a religious household, and I understand that, and my family's religious. I'll take it even further. I'm going to maybe blow your mind a little bit. I'm also atheist.
Are you?
So I have a podcast I have several podcasts, but one of them is called...
This is good.
One of them is called Demystifying Faith.
Okay.
Where I sit down with people of all faiths. Okay. Or as many as I can find. And I sit down for an hour plus and we just talk about it.
Oh, you got to come back and do that with me.
Yeah, I would love to.
Because I went to seminary school to specifically sit down and talk to atheists.
Yes.
Oh, this would be a dope.
My first episode is with Minda Harts, and she's a PK.
Yes.
Know? So that was and then I had a great conversation with Yvette Nicole Brown, the actress.
Yes.
And it was for Your First Million. It was for a different topic. And she found out in that conversation I'm atheist. She said, well, let's talk about that.
Wow.
We sat and talked about that for 45 minutes. And I love having those conversations.
I wish we had more time today.
Yeah, I know. I
didn't know this.
I'm rushing, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. So I got to bring you back on.
I would love it.
Because I think that conversation The LGBTQ conversation is important. And as a Christian and as an atheist, I would love to be able to sit down and understand why you don't agree with what I believe in.
Yeah.
Not trying to convince each other to turn, but to have that healthy conversation.
Exactly. And if that couldn't convince me, no one can. Because I'm going to tell you.
I'm with you.
But I think that it's called demystifying faith for a reason. It's almost like it's not as scary as it sounds.
Got you.
You know, and my mother, who I'm going to see very soon, she's 75.
Okay.
And she...
Happy birthday, Mama.
She believes in God.
Right.
Everyone around my family believes in it. My wife believes in it.
Okay.
Everybody does.
Okay.
I am so grateful that they do. I'm delighted that they do because they have a place to go in those uncertain times.
Right.
I just don't feel it. I could pretend to.
Okay.
And I did for a long time.
Okay.
I could lie to you.
Okay.
But I don't. And it does keep me from certain things, you know, being authentic. I say be yourself so the people looking for you can find you, right? It does, being myself sometimes turns people away. But how am I going to tell somebody else to be themselves and I'm being fake?
No, that's real. And I appreciate you for being authentic and real.
Yeah.
Because this is a safe space for you to do that.
Yeah.
Because I love you even more because you're just being honest about who you are.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I hate. That was a harsh word. Lord Jesus.
Dislike.
I think I dislike it. And for all of you all watching right now, I can say this on my platform. I'm sorry from the Christian community if we made you feel like you couldn't be your authentic self. Because that's not the God that we serve, right?
Yeah.
That I serve, not my sister, that I serve,
Yeah.
right? And so I believe, you know, I welcome you into this place to have a healthy conversation. And today we're talking about money.
Yes.
So it's like, we can have a healthy conversation.
Well, you know what's right now, in my text messages right now this morning on my way here, I'm talking to Kirk Franklin's people about doing something because it goes both ways. Like,
Absolutely.
I don't have a thing where I'm like, oh, because you believe something I don't believe, we can't have this this interaction, this transaction.
Welcome to the table.